Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Immerians all across Africa, all across Ghana, all across Nigeria, and all across countries who are actually in reach of this Facebook live stream on the spotlight. In today's episode, we are joined by our first ever one-star director of Immeri Africa, Mr. Daniel Cudjoe Sekpey, and at the same time, he is currently the vice chairman of marketing committee of Immeri Ghana. So, Mr. Dan, how are you doing?
Fantastic, fantastic. I'm Daniel Cudjoe Sekpey. My official title is human being. I'm a human being just like everybody, but unofficially, I'm the first one-star director of Immeri Africa and also part of the marketing committee, Immeri Ghana. Thank you.
Yeah. And of course, to add to that, okay, Mr. Daniel Sekpey is our first car awardee from Immeri Africa. And just this year, we have actually awarded his brand new car, okay, during the occasion of the first year anniversary of Immeri Ghana. So, Mr. Dan, are you married? With how many kids?
Yes, yes, I'm married. I'm married with a beautiful daughter. And then I also have other kids that I look after.
Wow,
congratulations. So I have a lot of kids.
Okay,
physically
so wow, so let's get straight to our questions for today's episode of Immeri Spotlight. So tell us about how and why did you choose Immeri to partner in the business?
Wow, so this question is threefold. How and why? I would normally start from the why, because if the why is big enough, then the how is much easier. Now, the first part of the why, I believe, is on my part. Why did I partner with Immeri? At the time that Immeri came, I personally was at a low point in my life financially. And during our recent first anniversary, I shared it, how I had to send my wife to go and stay in the USA so that we could not have fracasses because of lack of money at home. So she had to go and stay in the US working, whilst my daughter was with my sister and then the husband. So my why was always to find an opportunity that will give me the financial strength to bring my family back together. And that was my most pressing and my most compelling why, how to put my finances together, how to reunite my family. And how did I join Immeri? Now, like I said, if the why is big enough, so I have a couple of whys. My finances were in a mess. I was at a low point, and I needed to unite my family, and I was looking for an opportunity. So on a Wednesday afternoon, today happened to be a Wednesday, just around this time, actually, coincidentally, my good friend who is my upline in Immeri, Mr. Jonas Vigedor, who I've known for over 12 years, which again stresses the importance of building long-lasting relationships, called me that an amazing company is coming and that I should come and have a look at it. And for me, it was a very easy decision for me to go and look at Immeri, because already I've been looking for an opportunity. I've been hungry for an opportunity that can bring me back on my financial standing. and to reunite my family. So I went to that meeting on a Wednesday afternoon, and I was privileged to meet my host today, Mr. Iris. So fantastic, so full of excitement. On that day, I met the president of the company, CEO, Mr. Yap, our vice president, and I happened to sit in the presentation for about an hour, where we deliberated on the products and the benefits of the product, the vision of the company. But unfortunately, I could not stay on for the rest of the meeting, which will entail the compensation plan. But that doesn't matter anyway, because the few things I saw about Immeri was enough for me. So after the first meeting, I had to leave for church, which was normally on Wednesdays, I have a weekday service. And so I had to leave for church. And that was the reason why I couldn't complete the presentation. So after church the next day, I called my good friend, Mr. Jonas Vibedo, to ask him what is the way forward, and said the company is ready to work, but just that they are not ready to start operations yet. And I remember how I'll come to Immeri every day, asking them how they were when they were going to start the operation of this amazing company. And for I don't know how many times, but many times, I have been turned away by the company that they were not ready to start. Now, back to my story. When I saw Immeri, really, I did not even have the money to even think of starting. But based on what I heard, and also the hunger in me to change my story, means that I need to find the money which was quoted at the time as the startup income. So I began to talk to a couple of friends. I talked to about 7 people, and one out of the 7 was able to give me money to be able to start Immeri. And so that money has been with me since July 2018, and every single day I'll bring it to Immeri until the 15th of October, when Immeri officially said that they are ready to accept my money. And so that is how I came into Immeri. Now, why did I partner with Immeri? Why did I partner with Immeri? Like I said, the first why is my part, but the second one is why Immeri. Now, I've been in the industry for about 12 years. I left my banking profession. I qualified with a BSc Land Economy from University of Science and Technology, and did my master's in finance and business strategy from one of the top 5 universities probably in Europe, and worked as a banker. And a couple of years ago, I got excited about the prospect of this MLM industry. And so I came on board, and having achieved some success, I left the banking industry to pursue it. So for the past 12 years, I've been here. Now, I've seen a couple of companies come and go. I've seen a couple of companies started in Ghana and how they started. Now, for me, the first thing about Immeri was the corporate structure. What I heard that day was amazing. For a company that was not even ready to start immediately, to fly their global CEO down to Accra for a preliminary meeting shows a kind of seriousness. So meeting the CEO of a company that was not going to start the first time showed that this company is serious about what they are about to do. Because for most companies, they stay in their countries and give us outrageous targets and expect us to fulfill those targets before they even consider coming. But here we are having a meeting in our country with the global CEO of a multi-million dollar company, and there's nothing even in the near future about to happen. So that was the selling point for me. Also, the vice president of the company and the president for Africa, Mr. Yapwe Yen, who I was meeting for the first time, was also there. And listening to them, what they shared that day just resonated with me, because they were sharing deep from their heart. These were not prepared scripts that they were sharing, but they were sharing from their heart. And you could see that these people are really genuine about what they are offering. So having looked at the corporate side, the next thing was the products. Looking at the product, what got me excited is Virgin. And since my Immeri business, I've always been a virgin man. I was born out of a woman. I have 4 biological sisters. 2 of them are my seniors, and 2 are behind me. And I have other sisters and relatives. And I have a wife. I have a daughter. I fellowship with so many people. I have so many friends who are ladies, and I know what ladies go through on a monthly basis, and probably what my mother also went through to bear me and bring me up to this point. So having looked at one of the products, which was virgin, which was a gynecological product, and looking at the facts about the product and the testimonies that they shared, again, that resonated with me well, that this is a product that if one has it, one can make an impact by positively affecting the life of our mothers, sisters, wives, and daughters. And in the process, because money, when it comes to you, it comes as a result of solutions to problems that you provide. Means that if we have this product and it works the way it's supposed to work, then it means that the value to people and the value to us will be great. So I look at that product and it was amazing. And the statistics have not failed us since we started Immeri with the products. Then obviously there was VTide, which is a peptide. I had a little background of study on peptide before Immeri came. So looking at the peptide, I knew that that was also a big deal. But the other product then was Adwell. I didn't really know much about Adwell, but I went on to study about it, and I realized that Adwell, which was a digestive enzyme, was also a big market. Since majority of diseases are digestive related, that was also a big product. So I looked at that huge corporate structure, huge products with a huge market potential. Then the next thing was the compensation plan. I mean, after they explained the compensation plan, honestly, I don't understand it. I did not understand it, but I could see the opportunity to make money because of the value of the product. Like I said, the first day, I did not stay in for the compensation plan explanation, but later I came to meet the vice president of our amazing company, Madam Queen Komoda, who has been a mother to me and to many, who took us through the compensation plan on several occasions, personally teaching us. And I remember one day she actually asked me, Daniel, can you explain this comp plan? And I told her I cannot explain. I knew she almost got angry with me because having invested so much time, she was expecting us to be able to explain. But all I told her is that when we start making money, we'll be able to explain this compensation plan. And true to it, when we start making money, I tell you, we've been explaining this compensation plan for hours, days, and weeks, and months. We've been at it. And so I look at those 3 segments, products, corporate structure, and marketing plan. For the first time, I saw a company with a marketing plan that with the least effort, you could make money, and the kind of people that you are also bringing into the organization will be able to make money, so that the success story of this company will not be about you alone. Now, for the first time, I saw a compensation plan where if you just introduce one person, you have the potential to be paid on the activities of 160 people, minimum, 160 people minimum. And that was a good comp plan. And that gave me the excitement and the belief in the company to even call some kind of people that I would not normally have invited for my first prospects. I began to call people who are big achievers, big dreamers like Godfather, Mr. Chidi Choli. I began to speak to them. My biological upline, Mr. Prince Eric Cudjoe, who is also a director now. I began to call those type of people because I believe that Immeri was made for champions like us. And so if those champions see Immeri, it will really resonate well with them. Another reason why I partnered with Immeri was about their staff. For a company that was not ready to open, had recruited staff in July. They recruited most of their corporate staff in July. They trained them, were training them on customer service, on the systems, on the tools, on handling the products, presentations, everything. And for 3 months, this company was paying their staff when they were not bringing any revenue until they started operation in October. And how many companies does that? So again, when we saw that, we knew that this company was serious. Then the fourth or the fifth thing that made it happen was Immeri again invested in a beautiful building, which we call our home. This is where I am currently. Overpaid 5 years rent, thousands of dollars upfront when they had not started, when they have not even tested the product in the market. They've not tested the comp plan. As soon as we saw that, we knew that this is it. For instance, I invited one of my friend, a top leader, as a matter of fact, the record holder for the fastest manager in the whole of Immeri, Africa and the Middle East, Mr. Andrew Apple. The easiest, that's the easiest prospecting activity I'd ever done in my life. All I did was take a video, a short video of Immeri office, posted it to Mr. Andrew and told him this company is coming to Ghana. Will you want to have a look at it? And his feedback was, is that they are building? Have they started? And I said, no. He said, are you serious? I said, yes. I said, this company looks serious. And the moment Mr. Andrew walks here, it didn't take him that much a long time to make a decision to be the first person to pay into Immeri account. I remember also Mr. Chidi Choli, when he came around, we were having some discussions on a couple of companies, especially where I was coming from. He actually wanted to join me on that company. But I told him personally that, Mr. Chidi, I'm planning to leave this company and I don't want to put you in this company and then in a few months I will leave you. But there's a company coming and I would like to take you to have a look. And if you like it, we will do it. But if you like this one, then the choice is yours. And lo and behold, I drove Mr. Chidi down as soon as we got to the gate of Immeri Africa. That was Immeri Ghana then. And the gates opened. He asked, is it the office? Is it the company? He said, this is it. And Mr. Chidi has been here since. So these are some of the reasons why we chose to partner with Immeri. But like I started, when the why is in place, if you know why you are doing what you are doing, then the how become easy. So having satisfied our why, that this will meet our desires and give us the opportunity to do the things that we want to do, partnering with Immeri was the easiest decision we had to make. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much, our first one-star director, for walking us through, your story in Immeri. And having said that, what is the best thing that had happened in your life being in Immeri?
Whoa, being in Immeri, there's been a lot of aha moments. We've had so many opportunities to jump, so many opportunities to shout, so many opportunities to celebrate. But one of the things I would say was that maybe the top of all that had happened is when I picked the phone and called my wife in the US that she has to come back to Ghana. And then she flew back to Ghana. And when it was time for her to go back, I told her that there was no need to go back to America, because at that point, Immeri has started paying me money that nobody was going to pay either me or her in the United States of America. So the best thing and the proudest moment in my Immeri is when I was able to bring back my family together, because Immeri has given me the financial security to do that. Then another thing that happened was when Mr. Andrew became the fastest manager in Immeri Africa. Now, people have always had this ideology that the first person in the company is the one who succeeds. And we knew, because Immeri had told us that they were different. They were different. But we will not be able to attest to that unless we experience it. And so Andrew overtaking all of us to become the fastest manager confirm one of the things that Immeri told us. And then also there was a compensation that when one of your team members bypasses you, you don't lose it. In many companies, you lose that money, but that money was reserved for us in Immeri. When Andrew bypassed me, that money was reserved for me. And as soon as I also attained that rank, I met it. Then also, I remember becoming an elite manager on the 13th of February 2019. And Immeri gave me a pre-vows date for 2 to moving peak with my wife, who has just come back from the US. And when she was coming back, she didn't really know what she was going to be expecting. And when she came back, she has seen a different husband, a totally different husband, a joyous husband, somebody that was so excited. So it was a big celebration for us. But like I said, there have been so many aha moments in my life in Immeri. I might as well remember my trip to Manila, Philippines, which was quite an experience given to me by Immeri, and also one to the UAE with some of our leaders, and a recent trip to Cairo in Egypt to experience the pyramids and other historical sites. So there is so many things that have happened in Immeri that I cannot begin to enumerate. Every incident was important, but the top of it all was my wife coming back to Ghana.
And this had happened in less than a year of you doing business in Immeri, right?
Pardon?
Everything had happened to you, okay, in just less than a year of joining Immeri.
Yes,
yeah.
Yes. I've experienced tremendous success in my first 1 year in Immeri, Africa. Like I said, by the 4th to 5th month, I'd already become an elite manager, and that was a cumulative earning of about 29,000 USD. And then from there, I began to work on a goal to become a director. But before then, there was a target for who becomes the first elite manager gets a trip to Philippines. And so that's how I won the award to Philippines. And then becoming the first director, also in a year, actually, or exactly 9 months and 1 week. Now I've set an initial goal that on the 15th of July, which was going to be my 45th birthday, I should be a director. But unfortunately, I missed it by 1 week. So on the 21st of July, 22nd of July, I became a director, and that was just 9 months. Cumulatively, total income is about 100K USD, yeah, in 1 year. So much has happened in the last 1 year for us in Immeri, and this is not about me. So many lives have been transformed in 1 year in Immeri. We had a friend, Prince Cudjoe, who is a director. I mean, has been in this industry for the longest. He has been in this industry. He has achieved tremendous success, but for the first time under a year, he drove away a brand new Honda CRV SUV in Immeri. And anytime, any day, you attest to that. We've had so many people who have earned over between $1,000 to about 150,000 USD in a year. So many lives have been transformed. One of our directors in Nigeria, Dr. Cudjoe, who I believe was on Spotlight a couple of weeks ago, became a director under a year, also driving away a brand new 2019 Toyota Highlander. So much has happened in Immeri in the last 1 year, and we are really blessed, and we are looking forward to the next couple of years to be able to touch many more lives with these amazing opportunities. Thank you.
Wow. Congratulations, and thank you for taking the stand and also for bringing in more millionaires to Immeri. And to all our live viewers today, please, you can share also your success story with Immeri on our comment box. But we are not yet over because our one-star director is still joining us for the third question. Okay, that we would want him to answer. So, Mr. Daniel, how do you manage your time in doing your Immeri business, despite the fact that you as well serve your purpose, okay, as a church leader? So, how do you manage your time, okay, doing Immeri business and serving also your purpose as a church leader?
Wow, yeah. So it's true. I'm a pastor for the past 11 years and also doing Immeri. But like I always say, when the why is in place, when you know why you are doing what you are doing, then the how is easy to find. So for me, there's not been a struggle of managing my time and juggling the time between Immeri and then my pastoral work. Now I enjoy pastoring, which I feel like a purpose. My purpose is touching lives. How many lives I impact, whether spiritually or in the secular world, is quite an important thing for me. And so church work comes to me naturally. And the reason why I don't struggle between church work and my work is that some way, somehow, I believe that I got my inspiration for network marketing and leadership through associating with church work. Because I remember in 2008, one of my bishops was preaching just in the middle of the financial crisis, and he was talking about new ways of doing things. New ways of doing things, just like we are right now. We are learning new ways of doing things. That was exactly about 10, 12 years ago. And he talked about new ways of doing things. And he talked of the fact that instead of waiting in his medical practice as a doctor, waiting for patients to come, he used to leave the hospital and take his van, his ambulance with bed and go to patients' home and treat them in their homes. And they were happy to pay him more than he would have charged in the hospital. And so it was such an inspirational teaching. And I took so much from that. Then about 2 weeks later, Mr. Prince Cudjoe walked to my office in the bank and presented a network marketing opportunity to me, which looks a new way of doing things from what I knew. The norm was go and sit in the office, go to work Monday to Friday, go to work, come back home, go to work, come back home. It looks so much like what he was teaching. And so I link my purpose as a networker to also church work. And many of my teachings from network also come from church. Because a lot of things that we do in church are also just like what we do in network marketing, like evangelism, like follow-up, getting people to be rooted and planted. All those are things that we learn in church. So having been associated with church and learning church work, for me, is a blessing. And so one of the things I learned from one of my mentors is that anywhere you have the opportunity to volunteer, you might as well take it, because you might learn a skill that will impact your life. And like I said, most of the things that we are taught in church, most of the things that we do in church, those same skills are skills that are transferred to my network marketing business. And also, I always know that God is the biggest networker, because when he wanted to create the world,
Amen.
He said, let us make. He could not have done it away. So then I learned also team building from that aspect. And then also I learned again, I'm saying why managing my time will not be difficult. The balance, finding the balance is not difficult. I also learned network marketing, that Jesus Christ probably was one of the greatest networkers, because when he came to this earth, he spent his time not trying to do the things that he has to do himself, but he recruited 12 people and taught them the things that he knew and how to do it. And over 2,000 years after he left this earth, his ministry is still expanding. And that is the philosophy of network marketing, that you build something and you can walk away from it. And even though you are not there, that continues to work for you. And so that is the ideology behind network marketing. And again, it's something I learned through church. Now, how do I balance my time between the two? The greatest key is wisdom and sacrifice.
Wow. Yeah.
Wisdom
Wow.
and sacrifice. That's the greatest key
That's
to
really
balance
inspiring.
your time between those two things. Because I love both, so then I just need to find the balance. And also because majority of my ministry is in the evening and weekends. And so the day is available to work. And I believe that being associated with the church has helped a lot. So if I am here, I am here. If I am there, I am there. But the ministry, most of the time, I have the mentality as though I am full-time. So if I'm here now, they call me concerning something ministry, I will leave straight away to go there. And another thing that makes it easy for me to do is that ministry, I'm doing it out of love, out of the feeling that I owe a debt to my maker and my savior, because I don't have any financial obligation whatsoever to my church. I don't expect any income from my church for anything that I do. I just do it out of love. And you know, when you do something out of love, you don't really have to struggle to do it. So that comes naturally. And once I was doing that without expecting any income, if I had an opportunity to use the same set of skills that can now bring me income, again, it becomes much easier on this side. So looking at that, I just allocate the day to my network marketing business, and also the nights and weekends to that. But like I said, the only key I can say is that wisdom and sacrifice.
Wow.
Both take
That's
sacrifice.
That's really inspiring to hear. Okay, wisdom and sacrifice. So those of you who are watching this Facebook live stream, just stay right here on the spotlight because we will know more, okay, and know better our first one-star director. It's actually very important to note that when you serve humanity, okay, you have to do it selflessly. That's leadership. And that's the most important thing in order for us to achieve balance, especially in the industry that we are in right now. So it's not about the personalities, okay, that you actually bring in the business. It's about the idea that you want them to also change their lives. So I think that is the thing that is keeping you and your leaders, okay, moving on, okay, forward in this business. Yes, aside from being the first one-star director in Immeri, what else do you like to achieve in the business? Aside from becoming the first one-star director, what else do you like to achieve in the business?
I mean, the goal has never been one-star director.
Wow.
Like my upline and my leader always says, we have not even started Immeri. Becoming a one-star director was just to create belief that what we are doing is possible.
Yeah, that's right.
So
Because
the
the
real
goal is,
goal,
yeah, continue.
we are going for financial freedom. We want to be at a position where money will not be an issue. Um, Apart from that, the opportunity to change thousands of lives. For me, one of my joys and one of my life philosophy is the day I was born, I cried. And everybody around me was celebrating. I want to live my life in such a way that when I die, as many people will be crying, whilst I should be the ones celebrating. And so I want to be able to touch many lives. I want to be able to see many people get to the position that I am getting to in Immeri. I want to be able to see many people achieve the ranks. And I want to be able to see many people achieve financial freedom, gain their health back. So here we are. From the very day we started, I already set a personal target, the number of directors I want to have under me. And because of this vision, I don't work with the minimum. There's a minimum you can do with Immeri and still achieve your goal. But that is not my life's vision. My life's vision is bigger than me. I want to be able to affect more people. And so if you watch my Facebook, one of the things that I like to share is it's such a beauty when your name appears in somebody's testimony. It gives so much joy when your name appears in somebody's testimony. But we are definitely going for $1 million in the next 36 months in Immeri. Because the beauty about Immeri is that it's so structured that at every point, you will know exactly how much you can earn. Knowing that if you do A plus B, you will know how much you can earn. So we know that we have to go to diamond. And when we do our calculation, we know exactly how much you earn by diamond, which gives us a house worth at least $300,000 by the open market value, multiple cars, multiple holidays, and one can choose to have as many of those houses by how they build their businesses. But another thing is, can you imagine a time comes where we have a community of Immeri millionaires in an estate where we have Immeri diamonds have bought an apartment, and we have 10, 20 like-minded people. So one of the things we are looking forward, and I am looking forward to see in my Immeri business, is to come to a place where I am surrounded with so many successful people who have achieved significant financial time success and have impacted lives. Because there's nothing worse than being the only rich person among poor people. There's nothing worse than that. So we want to see so many people achieve their dreams. And that is much more an achievement than telling you personally how much I want to make in the business. That is why people who know me, I still prospect like nobody's business. I'm still juggling the balls day and night. I'm still talking. I'm still doing all the things that I have to do. I mean, for the list of the distributors, what it is that we are there. When you call us, we will approach you, because nobody casts their pearls before swines. Because if I know you know the beginning of Immeri, you could see my passion in the business. That I was so aggressive, not because of me, but because I knew what Immeri could afford to people, and they were not taking it. They could not see. Sometimes you have to see through somebody's eyes. There are many things you cannot see yourself. You have to see through somebody's eyes. And so they could not see. But unfortunately, also many people could not humble themselves to be able to use our eyes to see what they are seeing. So many of the things became confrontational. So people who need advice will always get advice. People who need strategies will always get strategies. It takes the humble to ask for strategy. But we are helping people achieve their dreams every single day in this business, provided they want it. And we want to change lives. That is our goal. We want to change lives.
Wow. So everyone, those of you who are watching, keep commenting, keep dropping all your comments. And today's hashtag in this episode is hashtag one-star director, hashtag one-star director. Okay, so keep right here on the spotlight. We are still joined by our first one-star director from Immeri, Ghana, Mr. Daniel Cudjoe Sekpey. So from your own personal thought, okay, what is success for you?
Wow. Well, success is such a big word. To the individual, success is different. But the biggest definition of success I have come across is what a 19 girl said in the early 1940s or 1950s. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal, which means that if a man or a woman has a predetermined purpose, a predetermined goal, and they are going towards that goal, they are walking in the direction of that goal, so long as they are making progress towards that goal, then that man or that woman is a success. So if you set out to be a teacher and you are predetermined that you want to be a teacher and you are working towards your teaching, you are advancing. You want to be whatever you want to be. If so long as you go towards it and you are working in that direction, then you are being a success in that field. So it cannot be a one cap fit all, but rather it is a progressive realization of a worthy ideal. So whatever you set out to do, so long as you are working towards it, it doesn't matter how long it takes. Because like I shared, it took me 9 months to become a director and under a year to become a one-star director. So for instance, if you join Immeri and you decide that you want to take 2 years to become a director or 2 years to become a one-star director, if you don't achieve it in a year or 9 months, you are not a failure because you have already predetermined how you want to achieve it and when you want to achieve it. So everybody will be running their race. And so for me, that is my definition of success.
Wow.
The progressive realization of a worthy ideal.
Yes, and it's actually right, okay, that everyone is predisposed, okay, to choose whether you want to become successful or not. But whatever circumstances that may be, of course, come along the way, it is not actually a matter of how we determine it, okay? It's about how we move along with it, okay, and push and continue with things, okay, whether it's a failure, it's successful, okay, you will never be a failure for as long as you keep going and you keep moving. So thank you very much, Mr. Daniel Sekpey, our first one-star director. And last question, okay, this is a bonus question, okay. It's always, I mean, nice, okay, to welcome our achievers here in our episode of the Spotlight. And always we ask this question, okay, that if you are to caption your life, okay, what do you think is the best caption you can give yourself right now?
Passionate and resilient. What I'll say to our viewers, I know for sure we may have people who are distributors and people who are non-distributors. Now, if you are a distributor, what I will say is that Immeri is a settlement plan. Ameri has come to change and transform lives. And if you take your business seriously and run with it as diligently as you need to, set your goals and progressively work towards them, I think each and every one of us should be able to achieve our goals and our dreams and find our purpose in Immeri. And for those viewers who are not distributors, yes, maybe somebody put you on this call, I would say all it takes is believe and begin. Just believe and begin. Because when we saw Immeri, there was no testimony. And today we are testimonies. We are being celebrated all over the place. The difference between us and many people who did not start this business is they did not believe that Immeri could pay all that amount or Immeri could give all the things that they promised. So my word to those who are not distributors is believe and begin. For those who are distributors already, take your business seriously. And like I always tell my friends, I believe in a parable of the sower. Sow your seeds, keep applying your seeds to the ground. Your Immeri opportunity is the seed that you have. The population of the world is the field. Keep sowing your seed every day. Be mindful of the fact that some of your seed will fall on the ground. By the wayside, they will get picked up by the birds. Some of them will fall on the hard ground. They will start and then they will wither off. But that should not affect a man who is set on a purpose to achieve his dream. Some of your seeds will fall on tongues. They will see some results. They will come up with all manner of excuses. But again, don't allow that to affect you. Keep sowing your seed. Eventually, some of your seeds will fall on the good ground. And in the good ground, you begin to bear different kind of fruit. And that is where you get to the point where you are celebrated. So to close it all, to wrap it up all, there's this amazing story that I always share. It's called Remember We Were Once Like You. I don't know what you are going through at this moment, whilst you are watching the spotlight. But like I shared with you, in 2018, I was at the low point of my life, no finances, no money anywhere. My wife separated with me, not separated in the sense like you will know. I personally asked her to go and stay in the USA to avoid fracases that comes as a result of money. Because as a pastor, I know that over 50% of quarrels in marriages are because of finances. And so I needed to avoid that. So I asked her to stay in the USA. I didn't have any money. So remember, we're once like you. Being celebrated today, being put on the spotlight today, is not because I'm special. Because if you look around, I still have 2 eyes, I have 1 nose, I have 2 ears, 1 mouth. All the things that I have, you have the same features. And so you are able to achieve success if you are willing to apply yourself to the principles of success and the opportunity that Immeri gives us. Now, this is how the story starts. 2008, I went to Osu Cemetery, which is a burial ground in Accra, to bury my good friend Cudjoe, who has just passed away a few weeks earlier. Now, on entering the cemetery, on the left side of the wall, there is an inscription: "Remember, we were once like you." And this is from the dead people to us who are alive today. Remember, a few weeks ago, a few months ago, you have friends, you have relatives who were just like you, who have so much ambition, who have so much going on for them. Then today, they are no more. So remember, we're once like you. Now, after we buried my good friend Cudjoe and we're coming out of the cemetery, there was another inscription on the wall, but this time more powerful. And when I read it, it hit me like a hammer. And that sentence was, "You will soon be like us." And for me, it was like the dead people telling me that I will soon be like them. And walking out of that cemetery, I knew if I had to do something on this earth, I have to do it very fast. So all my life after that, I've lived my life on the edge, running with a sense of agency, as if there is no tomorrow. So ladies and gentlemen, what I want to say is that, on a good note, a few months ago, I didn't have money. Remember, I was once like you. I met this amazing opportunity called Immeri. And today, just a year and a few months later, I've achieved so much, and I'm looking forward to so much more to achieve. And so if you believe, if you take this opportunity that Immeri is offering, if you work at it, keep at it day and night, do your part, play your part, and let Immeri play its part, and let God play its part. Ladies and gentlemen, you will soon be like all of us that have been on the spotlight. Thank you so much. Stay safe, stay simple, stay happy. God bless you.
Wow, thank you so much for sharing with us your story. And everyone, those of you who are tuning in, okay, we would like to, of course, welcome your comments, okay? And if you want to share your story, you can also drop your comments, okay, in our comment box. And please always stay right here and stay tuned, okay, for this live conversation. We are not yet over, okay? There will be more surprises that await to all of us. Always remember that you can always say everything to be the light, but you must do whatever it takes to be on the spotlight. We are limitless, we are seamless in business and success. We are Immeri. Stay happy, stay simple. Thank you so much. And thank you, Mr. Daniel Sekpey, our one-star director from Ghana. Thank you for joining. Until next week on Immeri Spotlight.
Thank you.
Okay.